It is season 3, episode 12, and it is spring. This is the first spring edition, spring episode for Tuesday Tea at 2. Happy spring, y'all. How are you feeling? Are you feeling the spring springing? I'm feeling spring is pretty sprung. I am indeed. I had my bin gallery opening, so my art gallery is officially open to the public. Wanted to celebrate it on the spring equinox. That was the dream, that was the goal, that was the vision, and it happened. And I'm so grateful to all that came through and celebrated with me on that spring equinox, and to share all of the pieces that I have on display. So we are in Brooklyn, New York. Hello, Jay Shree. Thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome on IG. I'm on IG. I'm on YouTube. We're doing the both every Tuesday tea at 2 from now on. So thank y'all so much for being here. But yes, Bin Gallery is officially open to the public for private showings and hosting small groups. Can host up to 10 or so. So you should definitely touch base by appointment only. So if you're interested, you should definitely let me know, hit me up. And I would love, love, love to have you and show you some of the work. See it up close and personal. It is a multi-sensory experience. You get to touch the art. You know, usually you go to an art gallery and they have signs up that say, please do not touch the art. My signs say, please touch the art. Multi-sensory experience. So come through, come and hang. It's gonna be a good time. So that's it for spring vibes, welcoming in spring. We've got retrograde energy, as we know, Mercury and Venus, and that is really tapping into emotional intelligence, tapping into making sure that we are being as mindful and as soulful as we can in regards to our relationships, in regards to communication, in regards to self-love, in regards to business endeavors and messages and messenger, right? Messenger work. And thinking about the messenger versus the message. Sometimes we get caught up in the messenger and we don't really think about the message and what's most important. So it's all of that reflection that is really important to keep in mind and heart during a dual retrograde with Mercury and Venus. So tap in regards to that. The last 6 days of Venus retrograde, I always do what I refer to as a self-love commitment. Usually when we think about things that come online and they say, you know, there's a 6-day this or a 10-day this or whatever, they call it a challenge, right? A 10-day challenge or a 30-day challenge. And since this is about self-love, my ancestors said not to call it a challenge because it shouldn't be a challenge to love on yourself. It should be a commitment. So my 6-day commitment, self-love, it's a Venus retrograde, 6-day self-love commitment. I facilitate every last 6 days of the Venus retrograde, which happens every 18 months. So this is the 3rd time that I'm going to be facilitating this journey. So it's all virtual. It's very kind of solo work in a sense, but I just kind of provide some of the rituals and details and some declarations and some tools that are needed and such. And everything, again, is totally optional, but you'll have it. So if you're interested in that, please do touch base with me wherever you're seeing this. Or you can just email backtonnatural@gmail.com, back, B-A-C-K, and then for 2, it's 2 I's, for I and natural. So backtonnatural@gmail.com, and I will put you in the group that is on IG. So hopefully you are on IG as well. If you want to touch base with me there, Back to Natural on IG, or Sabrina Sahara Shares on IG. And then I could throw you in the group, and then you can be on board and we can tap in. It's going to start on April 7th to April 12th, because Venus will go direct on April 12th at 9:06 or 9:02 Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time. And basically, as we tap in from April 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th until the 12th, we're going to be tapping into different self-love rituals, aligning with our self-love commitment. And then as Venus goes direct, we are now redirecting our energy back out into the world with this newly energized essence of self and self-love and just that internal work that is going to be so concentrated between April 7th and April 12th. So you should join us. It's always a good time. It's always empowering. And we do self-love selfies at the end of each day and fun things. So tap in, tap in, tap in. It's going to be in Pisces. Venus retrograde still in Aries on the 30th. It's going to switch over to Pisces, or backward to Pisces. And when we tap into Pisces, it's all about our dream state and about our intuition, about the water energy and things flowing, receptive energy, divine feminine, which is all what Venus is all about. So it's going to be extra potent for us to be tapping in for this self-love commitment during a Venus retrograde in Pisces. So I'm very, very excited for everything that is going to flow and grow and glow and go through this energy. So thank you for joining. I see Wilmer. Hey, Wilmer, thank you for joining. I see Imachin. Thank you for joining on YouTube. Wilmer is asking what my favorite time of the year is. Summertime. Summertime. Summertime is my favorite. I'm a spring baby, born May 7th, but I love the summertime. I'm an island gal. My parents are from St. Lucia, so the heat is in my blood. So for me, I'm all about the heat. It's never too hot for me. Like for me, I'll just take off my clothes and like spray myself with some water, take a shower, whatever it is. But when I'm cold, I feel like I got to do too much to try to be warm, when I always find a way to kind of cool myself down when I'm hot. But I like being hot. I can't complain. So I can't complain. Wilmer's been in the neighborhood for 5 years, gonna leave in summer. Don't want to get out of your neighborhood. What neighborhood? What neighborhood are you in? I see you're touching base about your neighborhood. I don't know what neighborhood you're in, but thank y'all for touching base. I love reading comments. I love feeling your energy here. And again, I'm new on YouTube and building the YouTube, so it's always nice to kind of see new energies. There's a lot more trolls and stuff on YouTube, so you know, people talk smack and stuff. I just ignore them. But it's cool because, you know, you still got to get yourself out there and stay high vibes regardless of people trying to, you know, bring down your energy. So it's definitely always a test of my fortified faith. Mystic Experience's birthday is May 8th. What's up, fellow Taurian? Our birthday's coming up. Another month and a bit to go. Time is going by so fast, y'all. Like, are you feeling it? How I'm feeling it? Like, how are we in spring already? Like, it was Happy New Year and now it's Happy New Year, right? Because spring is like the real New Year, right? But it was like January 1st, Happy New Year. And now we're like spring equinox, Happy New Year, come and gone already. It's insane. Absolutely insane. So yeah, I can totally say our birthday is like right around the corner, because quite literally, because I cannot believe that we're already like the end of March. We're like in the last week of March. Insane. But we're going to tap in to our alignments in regards to our herb and our crystal for this week. We're tapping into star anise. I wanted to connect with star anise this week because I wanted to tap in. First of all, when we think about spring, it's about, you know, the sun shining again, starting to get warmer. We're already feeling that. We've got a solar eclipse coming on the 29th that is in Aries. So there's a lot of kind of combustive, you know, powerful energy, especially in Aries alignment. Our retrogrades are in Aries as well. So we've got these conjunctions, right, with Venus and Mercury and the sun and the moon, like all of the energies coming through in regards to this particular energy. So extra powerful, extra combustive, right? So when we tap in to star anise, we're reminding ourselves that as we look at the stars above and revel at how incredible and how magical and how mystical they are, we have to remind ourselves that we are literally made of the same stuff that stars are made of. Like, that is incredible, and it is actual science, right? It is nature and it is science. So when we remind ourselves that we are literally stars, that means we should be looking at ourselves in the mirror in the same reverence, in the same revelation, in the same wow factor that we look at the constellations. So star anise reminds us of that. Star anise is really powerful for divination, for manifesting, for success, for luck, for abundance, for bringing in that star quality, our star essence. And again, just the reminder, because we are who we are. We just forget sometimes, right? It's not about the seeking and finding. It's about the returning and the remembering the self ultimately. So that's what star anise really, really does help us do. So tap into star anise for that. There are two kinds of anise. There's the Chinese star anise, which is the one that is here, that is safe to ingest. And then there is a Japanese anise that is actually toxic. So make sure in stores, it's pretty vetted. So you should only get the Chinese star anise when you get them in stores and herbal stores, but just be extra careful to make sure that you are not ingesting the Japanese version of anise, because again, they are toxic. They usually have more than 8 points. So on average, you can see a star anise will have a maximum of 8 points. This one's got 8. Some of them have 5, some have 6, But if you see more than 8, 9, 10, and this much skinnier, that's usually the Japanese anise. So you want to be very, very particular about that. But it is known that if you find a Chinese anise that has more than 8 points, that it's actually extra good luck. So it's really just about making sure that the pods are in them as well, even if you get more than the 8 points themselves. And you can look it up to make sure that you're looking at all of the different visual factors to make sure that you are ingesting the right one. But either or, if you're using and you want it to use it for magic, as long as you're not ingesting it, one that is over 8 points, you can put it on your altar for extra success and abundance and ancestral alignment, and it's still going to bring in the favor of having that extra abundance of finding one that's more than 8 points. But again, as long as you're not ingesting it, then you're safe. So can't go wrong using any star anise that is more than 8 points for just topical use in your space, on your altar, these kinds of things. Just don't brew it. Don't drink it. Don't throw it in your teas. Don't do it, any of that stuff, right? Just in case. Just in case. Leo rising. What's up, King? How are you, honey? Happy spring. How are you feeling? I miss you. Are you good? Mwah. We're tapping into star anise today. And I was just giving them the rundown on the difference between Chinese anise and Japanese anise. You can drink and eat star anise, that is the Chinese version, but the Japanese version is toxic. So be very, very mindful. See how many points there are, see exactly how thin, all of the points are to compare it. And you can definitely Google it to find out more. And this one's got a stem. I don't usually find one with stems, so I'm gonna put this one on my altar. It's also an 8 points, so extra, extra abundant. And to tap in again with star anise, we're tapping into divination. It's really, really powerful to remind yourself of your star quality, of your magicalness, right? Anise, yes, King, absolutely. Got the anise going for us today. To remind ourselves that we are stars. We are literally made of the same stuff stars are made of. So when we revel at the constellations, like look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yeah, me too. Yes, you too. Absolutely, absolutely. So great for immune boosting. If you didn't know, they actually use star anise in Tamiflu. So when we're treating our flus with something over the counter that is not natural, they're actually deriving that from the natural star anise. So boom, there it is. Have some star anise in your home. So if you are dealing with the flu, and I always say prevention over prescription. So when you drink you a cup of star anise every so often, you're just gonna bolster your immune system. But if a germ happens to come through, a virus, the flu in particular, just get you some star anise, because that's what they're doing. They're just putting a whole bunch of toxic chemicals in it as well. Who needs that? Just stick with the natural stuff. They're doing it at the end of the day, right? If it's the root of their cure, it says a lot. Nature nurtures, always gives us what we need. Always, always gives us what we need. Luck, success, intuition, divination, psychic abilities, protection. You can put star anise on your altar, in your space, in front of your door, to also guard against, negative energies and such. If you have a mojo bag, stick one in your mojo bag. Walk with it everywhere you go. Ones that have a stem like this, you can also tie like a little string around it. Try to see if you can kind of poke something through, and you can wear the star anise as well, right? So depending on how it is that you choose to walk with it, keep it with you all the time. 8-point Venus, indeed, because we were tapping in. We had our Venus Kazemi on the 22nd of March. So with that retrograde energy and everything that is aligned right now, like, listen, it's everything. So I mentioned at the top, but I'll mention for you as well, my darling, I do a self-love commitment every Venus retrograde, which is every 18 months, the last 6 days of Venus retrograde. Venus rules the number 6. That is the alignment of creation, creatrix energy, divine feminine energy. So the last 6 days of Venus retrograde, every 18 months, I facilitate a group online. And we just go into different rituals and declarations. And there's very specific things that I download and I channel from Venus, from my ancestors, to help us get back into ourselves, go inward, come into the receiving mode for those last 6 days. So in this case, April 7th is when day 1 will start until April 12th. And then when Venus goes direct at 9:02 Eastern Daylight Time, we as well go direct and redirect our energies outward to the world after going inward and coming back in attunement with ourselves, with our self-love practice, with kind of getting a little bit more supercharged, that cup overfloweth, and letting others drink of the overflow. And then we're ready to go back into the world as Venus goes direct. And we redirect our energy ultimately with more of an infusion of our self-love. So tap in, join me if you would like, hit me up, and I will include you in the IG group that is growing and going strong. And we're back at it. This is the third edition of this alignment, this commitment. I don't like to say challenge, right? Where they say 30-day challenge or 20-day challenge. Spirit was like, it shouldn't be a challenge to love on yourself. We're going to call it a commitment. Bet. 6-day Venus retrograde self-love commitment. Join me, join me, join me. Skin issues. Star anise is also really, really good for that. Sleep issues, just being able to relax and be in calm, like lavender does as well. So tap in for that. And then again, just pop one on your altar for protection, for reverence, ancestral alignments, psychic abilities, being able to just come into the energy of the clairaudience, of hearing what needs to be heard, seeing what needs to be seen, all of those things, right? So tap in with your star anise for that. And then we've got Atlantean Star Point. This is the Love Star, Atlantean Love Star, as a double terminated crystal. It's also known as candle quartz or pineapple quartz. Very, very powerful for many of the same alignments in regards to reminding ourselves of our star quality, coming into an alignment of self-love, coming into this energy of the ancient ones, of the ancient civilizations, Akashic records, remembering our past lives, tapping in if you feel like you have any connection to Atlantis, to Lemuria. You'll start to get some of those memories when you tap in to Atlantean Love Star quartz. So that is our alignment with star anise. But of course, it's the light bringer. It brings hope and comfort. Same thing in terms of star anise, where it kind of gives us an energy of being able to kind of sleep better and be more at peace. Our Atlantean Love Star quartz does that for us as well. Taps into your starseed alignment, so you'll just start to get a lot more alignment and remembrance and memories, especially if you sleep with it. Keep it in your mojo bag, keep it with you all the time, bring it close to your skin as often as you can, and you'll start to get all of the infusions that are needed. So I give thanks to you and to Baba Ozain, the Orisha of everything that is green and grows. Asheo. And now let us tap in and see what is in store for us. It's 2:19 already. Time is always flying, and I am trying to be in and out of these lives so that y'all can get back to your life and I can get back to this, all of the things, my goodness, all of the things. I have my own art gallery, crying out loud. I'm freaking excited. It's awesome. You guys should come. If you're in Brooklyn, you should come and visit my art gallery. I'm still in studio, working on the album. Lots going on. And a few other things in the works that I can't announce just yet, but soon come. But I've been busy. Oh, you saw that, right? I had to do it because it flipped and I kind of saw it, but didn't really see it. And then it didn't stay in, and that's the one. That's the one. So our alignment, our universal law for this week. Oh, give thanks, Eshu. The law of non-attachment. Let go, release, and allow miracles. And look at this key. Eshu is the key. So I am tapping, I am daughter of Eshu. So whenever I see keys, whenever I work with keys, I've got keys on my altar, I have keys in my mojo bag, I got keys. Because that is the energy of the gatekeeper, ultimately. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that the door is already unlocked and that we don't even need the key, that we are the key. You are the key. And more often than not, it is because of the things that we are still holding on to that make us forget that we just have this free access to these doors and these portals that are just open for us. So this is this energy of let go, release, and allow the miracles. Allow them. It doesn't mean that you're calling in or that you're hoping for the allowance of it. That's a universal law in itself, right? The law of allowing. When you allow, it's like it's already done. You're just saying, okay, okay, I receive, I'm ready, I got it, it's for me. I accept, allow and accept, right? And again, the energy that bogs us down sometimes is exactly what it is that makes us not be able to allow, to not remind ourselves that we are the key, that we have this full access, that there's nothing blocking us other than ourselves, other than the things that we're holding on to, that more often than not are things that aren't even real. A lot of these emotions like fear and doubt and the imposter syndrome and the challenges and conflicts and obstacles, we can clear that so quick when we allow for the freedom, for the soul sovereignty. 222, balance and harmony surrounds me. Balance and harmony surrounds me. Balance and harmony surrounds me. Ashe, asheo. And I let go, release, and allow miracles. I let go, release, and allow miracles. I let go, release, and allow miracles. This is release to increase energy. When we think about what is meant, what is again already ours, what is there, and we just have to come into alignment with it. We just have to clear the debris and the things that are bogging us down to allow everything to come to the surface. I always say everything is rising into place. Nothing is falling. It is only up from here. It's because it's already done. And it's really just the energy of clearing out what doesn't serve. Release to increase. That is that feel it to heal it, the face it to replace it energy, the urge to purge. Get it out. All of the things that are creating all of these obstacles and the blockages and all of these things that again are very illusionary, but in many ways it's only real because we make it real, because that's what we're focusing on, because that's what the drum that we're beating on, because we're repeating it. The subconscious literally just tells us, okay, the subconscious is the one that allows, right? But what are we telling the subconscious and giving it to allow? What are we making it make space for? That's what we have to ask ourselves. So the miracles that is being addressed here, sometimes we don't believe that it can really happen. So if we have this idea of a miracle being so far-fetched, something that only Yeshua was able to do, right? That it's just like Yeshua even said, you will do greater works than me. So if we tap into that and claim and name and demand and command that we are doing greater works than Yeshua's self, then what miracle can we not provide for ourselves and for others and for the world and for the universe? We've got Pluto and Aquarius right now. Listen, if there's any time to believe, to receive the miracles, it's now. Because yes, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And yes, the powers that once were going down kicking and screaming because they know what's up. They be shadow banning me on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But, what is it that you are choosing to infuse? How are you using your word? How are you using your pen? Our tongue, our pens, our wands. Abracadabra, literally, your wish is your command. And you are commanding your subconscious. You are commanding every cell in your body. So what are you telling yourselves and your cells? Because there are so many different energies to us. There are so many different dimensions that we are navigating in, and we're trying to come into alignment with our most abundant timeline. So what are you telling your cells and yourselves in order for it to come into form and experience in the here and the now? Because the future is now. Everything that we are trying to manifest for tomorrow can only happen if we start implementing it today. So when we tap into this energy of let go, of release, of allow the miracle, we have to first believe that it is possible and not think of a miracle like it's so far-fetched. It's so, such a delusion of grandeur, especially when so many other people will make us feel that way. And more often than not, we find ourselves believing somebody else's lie instead of our own truth. We have a choice to make every single moment of every single day when we are choosing to manifest, because we manifest 24/7, whether we like it or not, good, bad, or ugly. So the question is really, what is it that you want to come into form and experience? What is it that you want to actually have be a part of your everyday and your endeavors? And if we're tapping into miracles and we make miracles like breathing, like it's regular, because breathing is a miracle and regular at the same time, that means anything and everything can be as miraculous and can be as possible. So just make it so and just decide it and live in that essence and that being and live in that state and tell yourselves exactly what it is that you want it to do and tap into the who you are. Everything else must come. Stuff is just stuff. Matter matters, it's no doubt. But the subconscious is literally just telling you, okay, yes, you got it, with whatever you're telling it. It is a reflection, it is a mirror. So, what do you want that reflection to be? What do you want to be regurgitated back to you ultimately and to be proven to you? Because the subconscious is just going to prove to you what you tell it. It's a program and you are the programmer. This is all a game, but we're not players, we are programmers. So tap into how it is that you want to program this simulation. How do you want to program this game? And not just about playing it. Because when you are playing a game, you can get played. But when you are the programmer, you decide. You are a sovereign soul. Your wish is your command. It is done. It's a choice. I'm going to go with programmer. All right. I'm going to go with the coder that's standing at the zeros and the ones and the 00101110. If you don't know, now you know. All right. Tap in to how it is you want to manifest this game ultimately. So I'm not going to stay, like I said, and try to be in and out, but I'm going to read from our angel book to get our number. I'm going to just choose the number, the time, 228. 228 is the time. Recognize value. Building a life relies on gratitude for what you already have. Hold something in your heart that is dear to you. Visualize it and feel the appreciation you have for it fill your soul. Feel the uplifting emotion flow through you. Feel the overflowing of love that comes from connecting to divine gratitude. It's all about gratitude. The attitude of gratitude determines our altitude. Absolutely. I'm going to read that again since I jacked it up. Recognize value. Building a life relies on gratitude for what you already have. Hold something in your heart that is dear to you. Visualize it and feel the appreciation you have for it fill your soul. Feel the uplifting emotions flow through you. Feel the overflowing of love that comes from connecting to divine gratitude. I start every morning scripting and then writing 3 things that I'm grateful for right at the top of the day. Before there's anything that even happens to be grateful for, I could put something that I was grateful for that happened yesterday, right? But I start the day listing 3 things that I'm grateful for. And it completely sets the tone of the day. Regardless of how I feel when I wake up, if I'm extra tired, whatever it is, once I start focusing on what am I most grateful for? Because there's so many things, but I'm just doing the top 3 for right now in this moment. And I usually write this list at 9:36 a.m. every morning, tapping into the numbers of Youniversal, the key and the codes to the universe, 369 energy, right? So when you tap in to this energy of just being grateful for the everything, for the all, what else is there? What else is there? Because you're opening and you're unlocking more gratitude. And then it is really, truly only up from here. So, attitude of gratitude, y'all. That's it for today. I'm grateful to you all. Truly, truly grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for it, everything, for the all, for just the alignment, for being here, and for keeping me here. You know, 3rd season, episode 12, going strong. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Tuesday tea at 2. Tap into universal laws and bring yourselves all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. I appreciate you. I thank you. And in the meantime and in between time, lest we forget, time to get back to natural. Peace.